absolutely right, Alan, as we are watching the 43 A.J. Allmendinger going around the car that is 3 laps down now. Dale Earnhardt Jr., just an awful night for the 88. Denny Hamlin, on the other hand, having a great night. His lead is 1.1 seconds over Jimmy Johnson. The 2 top seeds heading into the chase that starts next week. There's Casey Kane. He's a couple of laps down. Elliott Sadler also in that mix of guys that are not doing all that well. And then there's Jimmy Johnson. Looks like he's not all that worried about the rain because I don't see him closing the gap.
Well, I'm not sure that he can. I think that Denny Hamlin's car, the setup that Mike Ford has put underneath this car tonight, is really easy on the tires. And after they run 40 or 50 laps, he's just superior to the rest of the field.
And you saw Clint Boyer and, of course, Kyle Busch, I should say, running in 4th. He is 4.1 seconds behind the race lead.
Well, he's just less than a tenth of a second faster than Clint Boyer, but he's pretty steadily picking it up. I mean, half a tenth here. You see Boyer now working up high a little bit. See a little smoke coming off the splitter.
You know, we mentioned the fact that Kyle has won twice here. Denny once. The last 3 races all by Joe Gibbs Racing. Those drivers have now led over 1,200 laps here in the last 6 races. That's more than 700 laps more than any other team. They've got this track down pretty well. And Denny Hamlin's lead is now up to 1.6 seconds after 220 laps. And we're closing in on another round of pit stops. Well, you can see it. We talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. A chance of rain. It has arrived here as we have completed 226 of 400 races. It is Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, and A.J. Allmendinger, your top 5. And now the question is, how quickly will this shower pass, guys?
Yeah, the better question is, I'm going to ask our crew chief buddy sitting over here beside me, what do you do right now? You pit? If I'm Denny Hamlin, I'm definitely going to stay out right here. But if I'm Jimmy Johnson, I'm for sure going to pit because that second place won't get you anything. So take a chance.
Well, the free pass is going to go to Jeff Gordon. He's the first car 1 lap down. That'll give us 18 back on the lead lap. Pits are closed right now.
I have to change that a little bit. I'm going to watch at 11. If he pits, I'm staying out if I'm Jimmy.
Yeah. We're going to have to wait at least 1 more lap before we can find out on that.
Yeah, rain's still coming down. You know, it's a steady, light shower. I think, if I'm Denny, I'd stay out right here and just wait to see what the weather's going to do. The rest of them have to pit.
Denny and Jimmy. Bray, what are you thinking down there?
Oh boy, looking at the weather radar, it didn't look like a big shower, and it's early enough tonight. We've run very, very late here. I'm afraid I'd pit, get my tires on, because I believe that NASCAR is going to do everything that they can to restart this race. I'm looking at those guys, looking at the chase. They've got nothing to lose, so they might as well gamble and pit and get their tires on.
Well, there's one guy that maybe I'll stay out too. Is Clint Boyer. Here he got. Oh man, I'd have stayed out if I was Jimmy.
Well, they're coming.
Well, they're pretty confident that this is a short shower. That they'll get back under green here pretty shortly. Doc?
And Jimmy Johnson talking about how his car is tight in the center with a direct entry. He opened up his entry and the car got a little bit better, but they're going to make another chassis adjustment and air pressure on the 48 car. Vince.
The 33 car of Clint Boyer's been pretty good throughout the course of the night, but he said it was just too tight on that last run. They made 1 round up on the right side track bar and an air pressure adjustment. The 18 of Kyle Busch likes his car. He's come all the way from 32nd up into the top 10. 4 tires, air pressure adjustment. Dave Burns.
Hamlin's black number 11 won't turn in the middle of the corner. They made a wedge and they went back on an air pressure adjustment they'd made previously. They'll hold the lead off pit road, except for the guys that might have stayed out, Marty.
There is the Longhorn Steakhouse race off pit road, and there's Carl Edwards still on the pit lane. And Montoya picks up 1 spot. Allmendinger loses a couple. Everybody else pretty much holds the station. Kenseth picked up 1.
Jeff Burton opted to stay out there, and he said somebody did steal 1 here. Yeah. Oh, that's a good move. Todd Barrier, he's a gambler. They weren't going to win any other way, so why not? Give it a shot. Here, it looks like Jamie McMurray stayed out.
He was running 12th at the time, so the top 11 came in, and now all the lap cars are making their way down pit road. And right behind him is Jamie McMurray, who also decided to stay out. So, as we are under our 3rd caution, this one due to weather with a light rain shower in the area, we'll be back with more after this message and a word from our ABC stations. All right, right, we've still got our rain caution going on here, our third one. We've completed 232 laps. Let's talk to our in-race reporter who's running, let's see, right now, 14th, Carl Edwards.
Hey, Carl, DJ, you got a copy?
Gotcha, DJ.
Hey, first thing, was there any discussion between you and Bob Osborne about possibly staying out just in case this rain continues?
Oh, there was discussion. I almost stayed out. Bob would have been, he'd have been really mad at me because I didn't know the 31 stayed out, so we would have done it for nothing. But I listened to Bob. I did what he said to do, and we pulled in. But, you know, if it rains right now, Jeff Burton is going to look like a genius. So hopefully it goes green and we get some racing.
Okay, let's talk about your car. Looked awful strong at the beginning, but looks like you've had a few handling issues since then.
Oh, you noticed that. We been struggling, man. You know how it is when you come off the corner and you know, I'm trying to push the throttle down and we just have no rear grip. So Bob and the guys took a pretty big stab at it here, and hopefully this thing holds on. But it's a rocket ship for 10 laps. I feel like I can, you know, just drive away from everybody, but it goes away quick. So we'll see how this one goes.
Has the racetrack changed somewhat since the start of the race then? That's gotten worse?
I don't know if the racetrack's changed. I think everyone else has got their cars set up a little bit better for the long haul. And I mean, for me, it's like, you know, the 10-lap mark, we throw out the anchor and just kind of hanging on. So the car is really good. We've just got to get those, you know, those adjustments for the long run down. And I think we might have something here. We'll see.
Okay, hopefully we made some good adjustments. We'll go back to green and watch you go to the front. Thanks for talking.
All right, thanks a lot.
While we've got a moment, let's update you. We've had 5 different leaders. The man who's led the most laps is Carl Edwards, although Denny Hamlin has just led 2 less, 95 to 93. As we said, 11 lead changes. 4 cars are out of the race. Terry Labonte, Kevin Conway, Joe Nemechek, and Jason Leffler. And we have now, with Jeff Gordon getting the free pass, 18 on the lead lap. So Jeff Burton and Jamie McMurray stayed out. Our rain caution continues. We'll step aside for just a few moments.
There's a pretty sight. Looking down from the Goodyear blimp, make sure to go to Goodyear.com and check out Goodyear's Support Our Troops program. There you can send a thank you message from a NASCAR driver, enter for a chance to win a 2011 Ford Taurus and other great prizes and more. It's at Goodyear.com. Well, the weather can't be all that heavy because the blimp's still up there flying around in it. Yep. And so we have the field still on the racetrack, keeping the moisture out of the surface. The jet dryer's out there as well, trying to evaporate what little rain has fallen so far up, and look to get this race back onto green as quickly as possible. And from the pit studio with Rusty Wallace, Brad Daugherty, and Ray Evernham to talk about here, not the guys that have been running up front dominating the race, but some of the guys that have been kind of surprising us with how far back they are. Casey Kane.
Yeah, really surprised. Again, these are guys that have won here. He and crew chief Kenny Francis had a good setup. I talked to their engineer this afternoon, Keith Rod, and he said that they felt like their car was pretty good. Again, I'm surprised at how far they're off tonight.
2 laps down, 32nd position. Jeff Gordon, another one we want to talk about.
Yeah, we just, you know, we expect Jeff to come into this race. He's had a lot of success here and be very strong, get himself an opportunity to get a win for the season, vault himself into that championship hunt. But boy, they have really, really struggled. They've been back as far as 30th, and right now they're 17th, just not advancing themselves at all.
He is going to get the free pass on this caution to get back on the lead lap. Another Hendrick car I've been watching.
Yeah, Mark Martin. I mean, Mark is just not where he needs to be right now. The car's not been handling like it did last year. Right now he's running in the 20th position, 1 lap down. Just not a good run. Hopefully he can turn this thing around and get this car back in the lead lap, make some changes. I expect the track to be a little bit different after it goes back green because the rain cooled the track down now a bit. So the cars might start handling a little bit different, Alan.
NASCAR getting thumbs up from the drivers that the track is in raceable shape. Jeff Burton is going to give up the lead, make a pit stop here. And so let's talk about what this is going to gain and what it's going to cost the 31, Vince.
Well, they were playing the waiting game in regards to the weather, and at this point they realize they're going to go back to racing, so they do have to come in and pit. So they're just having some problems with the entry, not having the grip, and the exit is even worse. Front tires are chattering, making an air pressure adjustment and a track bar adjustment. Funny, though, when they talked about going back to racing, Jeff Burton said, it's a monsoon out here. They can't be racing. Sunoco fuel filling it up on the 31.
Yeah, don't you love it? All right, Vince, thanks. So Burton will rejoin at the back end of the lead lap. He's going to be about 17th in line. Jamie McMurray had already pitted for this. One other guy to mention, the first man outside the chase starting the night, Ryan Newman. He took the green flag back in 23rd position. He's worked his way up into the top 10. The closer he gets to the front, the more pressure it puts on Bowyer maybe to be a little conservative.
Nah, puts a little